beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the Edijester, good people, and we have some good news today for a change. Yes, something to have a titter at. I hope you're all well. I have a coffee this morning, and we're off. Pride Month display at New York City's Stonewall National Monument excludes transgender flags. This is going to send them through the roof. You know, as well as I do, that one of the constant lies of these people is that there was a transgender person called Martha P. Johnson, who was present at Stonewall riots and was, of course, responsible for all the rights that us as gay people have got. Now, you know, I know, it's utter cobblers. Fred Sargent and Malcolm Clark have done great work on this, exposing this, one of what I would call the fundamental trans lies. So this is good to see. June the 20th, the transgender flags that usually adorn the Stonewall National Monument in New York City during Pride Month were missing this year. So some New Yorkers are taking matters into their own hands. This comes as the National Park Service is accused of actively erasing transgender visibility and history. Oh gosh, oh my, how terrible. That they should actually get rid of all the nonsense that had nothing to do with Stonewall and was simply a lie from the beginning. Malcolm was a gay man. He had nothing to do with it. Sylvia Rivera was another bloke. Nothing to do with it. They both weren't there. In fact, I think they were drugged off their face somewhere else. And they've said it's a terrible action for them to take. Oh gosh, oh my. During June month, pride flags are placed around the park's fence. They usually include a mixture of rainbow LGBTQ plus flags. The rainbow is not a LGBTQ plus flag, right? The rainbow is a flag that was meant to represent us all, and it was about gay men, and lesbians. It wasn't about anybody else, really. Transgender flags and progress flags, that's, what I would normally have, which have stripes to include communities of colour. Yeah, get bent, right? The original rainbow flag includes everybody. So this was, they've no longer got up the awful transgender flags, and they've no longer got up the one with the chevron that's, that are both flags of child harm, racism, EDI, all that nonsense. So they're gone, right? Photographer and advocate Stephen Love Mendes said he created and won federal approval for the installation 9 years ago. Well, that was a mistake. They've obviously realised. And now you've got to get rid of all the flags that represent race and tranny nonsense. Within a few years, the National Park Service was picking up the tab, buying and installing flags, including trans ones. This year, however, Menendez said the National Park Service told him to change the protocol. I was told only the traditional rainbow flag will be displayed this year, he said. Good. That's the only one that should be displayed. It's the only one that you can legally display, according to the regulations in regards to the flying of flags here in the UK. If it's not a flagpole or up a flagpole, you can't fly the other nonsense without planning permission. It's worth remembering that one, folks, because you can always drop your councillor line. Hey. It's a good lever. Now, no transgender or progress flags are among the 250 rainbow flags installed around the park. Good. This is a piece of good news. It's a terrible action for them to take, Menendez said. Earlier this year, National Park Service removed references to transgender and queer people from the Stonewall National Monument's website. This is what I call progress. I used to be listed as a LGBTQ, hands, knees, and bumps-a-daisy activist. And now it says Stephen Menendez, LGBT activist. Menendez says they took out the Q and the T. Never has a single sentence been so beautiful to my eyes. They took out the Q and the T. That's so good on multiple levels. I'm not going to stand by and watch us be erased from our own history. It was never your history, was it? Many visiting this monument said they are opposed to the change. I think it's absurd. I think it's petty, said Wyla Kingsford, a tourist from Portland. It's horrible. They're changing all of our history, Los Angeles resident Patty Carter said. And Jay Ednin of Queens brought his own transgender flag to the monument. I'm not going to stand by and watch us be erased from our own history, from our own communities, and from the visibility that we desperately need right now, he said. As if they need any more visibility. Look at the Q hands, knees, and bumps of daisy people. It's utterly insane. Utterly insane. He's not the only one bringing unauthorised flags to the park. A number of trans flags were seen planted in the soil. Best place would have been if you dug the soil up, put them in the hole and covered them with the soil, wouldn't it, really? National Park Service workers at the park told CBS News New York they are not authorised to speak on this subject. CBS News New York reached out by phone and email to the National Park Service and has not heard back. Good. Don't listen to their wibbling and moaning. It had absolutely nothing to do with them. The whole thing was about gay men, and I'm really glad to see this happening. And I hope that you are too. So that's our little short jaunt into something that's worth celebrating here today at Edijester Towers on this loveliest of Monday mornings. That's me done. Go do something. I'll see you later. Bye.